Should you pull for Nahida? The answer is yes, because this character is way too broken. She's so easy to use. And if you're struggling with the Spiral Abyss, she really helps out. And also if your other characters are not well built, or if you have not fully built them, Nahida, doesn't take that much to invest in this character and also to build characters around her. Like, for example, like 4-star Cookie and also 4-star Xingqiu. Those two are enough, and if you add another Hydro to make sure you have more blooms forming, it's enough for this character to just go bananas. So especially if you're a newer player, you should definitely look into C0 Nahida. Today I just wanted to do a video of Nahida and also showcase my Nahida. My Nahida is C2, and I don't regret it at all, because at C2 she becomes extra broken. I don't know if that's even possible, but I love this character, and being the fact that she's a Dendro Archon, usually you should prioritize them, especially when it comes to Spiral Abyss. If you want a 36-star your Spiral Abyss, Archons are like the go-to characters to go for, especially if you vertically invest in them. It just makes the whole Abyss a lot easier. Well, I want to showcase my Nahida, and let's see. And also kind of like look into her, her skill and her burst, what they provide. And Nahida doesn't require that much of a on-field. So if you're not really fan of her game model, you don't really have to play her as much on-field. Just apply her Dendro markings through her skill, make sure her burst is up. That's all it is. You don't really need to play with her as much if you don't care for the game model. But for me, I don't mind having her on the field and keep applying her Dendro, with being the fact that she's a catalyst, so it's easier to apply Dendro aside from her skill. So here we go, my Nahida. Let's look at her stats. Her stats are not that good when it comes to the crit stats. I concentrated more on her elemental mastery, and over 800, 800 is the max. Over that, it's just you're wasting your stats, your substats. So because 1000 is the cap, and she already gets 200 from her burst, and she also provides 200 to your other team parties, your active team parties. So that's what's so good about this character. She also buffs your elemental mastery, not just herself, but also her team members. And as you can see, the energy recharge is very low, but her requirement for her burst is only 50, so that's one of like the lowest ones. The 40 is the lowest, then 50, and her burst, it's very easy to keep on. You always get her burst back, so it's not that bad. And crit stats, nothing to write home about. And if you check her, so I do have her signature weapon. Signature weapon is not needed, because you could easily use this Wandering Even Star, but that's a gotcha weapon, so you don't really want to go for that. You can also go for the Sacrificial Fragments. Also, let's see, there's another one. Now you could also use Thrilling Tales to provide more attack buffs to your other team members. This character, such an easy character to build. Artifacts, of course, you have the Deepwood Memories, because you do want to shred the Dendro resistance, will be decreased by 30% for 8 seconds. Constellation, I have C2. So talent wise, you do want to level up her burst and her skill. And if you're gonna play her on field by applying Dendro, then her normal attack. I did not crown her normal, but I did crown her skill and her burst. And the Constellation 2, the opponents that are marked by Seeds of Skandha applied by Nahida herself will be affected by the following effects. Burning Bloom, Hyper Bloom, and Burgeon reaction damage they receive can score crit hits. So that's the thing with her C2. Without her C2, there is no crit stats when it comes to these reactions, the Burning Bloom. But with her C2, they will also receive crit stats. and they are fixed, as you can see here. Crit rate and crit damage are fixed at 20 and 100 respectively. Within 8 seconds of being affected by the quicken, aggravate, spread, defense is decreased by 30%. So the character provides a lot within her vertical investment. Her constellations are pretty good, and I'm not gonna go for her C6 because C6 turns her into a on-field DPS. And for me, I just like her to be on field to apply Dendro and also provide the EM buff, and then just get her off and have other team members apply their elemental damage, so that way the Hyper Bloom is activated. This character is such an easy character to play, also build, and also build the team members around her. It's very, very easy. You don't have to have like 5 stars to play with this character. And Dendro Archon, she is just too broken to pass. And if you pass her, you're going to be waiting for a long time. And I do think that between Nahida and Xiangyun, I think Nahida wins for sure. Unless, you know, you like Xiangyun's design and her gameplay, go for it. But if you're looking into, you know, making your gameplay and also the Spiral Abyss, if you prioritize that, and if you want a 36-star Spiral Abyss, Nahida is definitely gonna help you out with that. So I just want to do a quick video of this Dendro Archon that's coming out, her rerun, and yeah, you don't want to pass her because this is a very, very good, strong character, a good sub DPS that provides a lot of support, and it's just, I don't think you guys should pass it because then you're going to be waiting for a long time to get this character again. And for people who want to go for the constellations, do I think C2 is worth it? Constellations in general, I would say it's not really worth it unless you really, really like the character. But I am more towards vertical investment where you do pull for constellations, because I feel like I'm more of I'm not a collector, meaning I don't go for all the 5-star characters. Depending on the character and also if they're strong or not, both factors plays into it. If I like the character, the gameplay, and also if they're strong, then I'll look into it more. But Archons, I always prioritize Archons more so than other characters because they're the gods of Teyvat, and they're always the strongest of their elements. So, but when it comes to Archons constellations, they usually don't miss, especially when it comes to their C2. So the C2, the reactions from the Dendro, like Burning Bloom, Hyper Bloom, and Burgeon, receiving crit stats, crit hits, that itself is pretty nutty. And also for 8 seconds, you know, with these reactions, the defense is decreased by 30%. So that also, there's another addition to her C2. So there's 2 effects. So C2, was it worth it for me? Yes, but depending on your Primogems, and also if you F2P player, F2P, or, you know, pay to play, depending on your stats. Yeah, so if you're gonna pull for Nahida, good luck with your summonings. And if you're gonna pull for Xiangyun, good luck with your summonings. But pull for Nahida, she's better. Alright, thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.